Rinpoche Revo Bosam Yeshe Dejamba Mamambaya Lodo Kolor Novo Rinpoche Lambo Rinpoche Lambo Rinpoche Lambo Rinpoche Mabar Lambo Rinpoche Dejambaya Bamba Gama Chama Loma Kwaram Nidoma Dubama Nazama Tijama Nyama Dawa Rinpoche Chodan number Genza Uzula Bazan Bama Bazaji Zon Bada Dazin Jenzo Laju Brajabe Banda Lama Tambanum Laja Baduyan Doja Jan Yodu Jedu Dundu Jedu Zene Yada Zama Yonum Matala Nimbazin Wajin Begone Singh Landu Okay, Anila, thank you so much for the mantle offering. And let's turn to page 4. Page 4 of the prayer book. All the participants for the English speaking and the Russian speaking, did they get the book? All. Okay, how many of you got the book? Got this book, The Blaze, in Tibetan, in English and in Russian? Raise hands. Okay, raise hands those who did not get a copy, being in English or in Russian. Those who did not get a copy. Raise hands. Did you all get a copy of this? Did you all get? Is anybody who did not get a copy of this? Okay. So basically why I'm saying this is that okay. So why I'm saying this, no, I don't need. Raise hands who did not get a copy of this. Okay, we all got? Good. Okay, I'd like to... Okay, why I'm saying this is that this book is very important. This is published by Tibet House, Delhi. And recently, the Russian translator for this retreat, Tatiana, Alexei, they are very concerned about the Russian group. And for them, Julia and they made the they say made it happen. And then Bemla is there. They're translating. There's a whole team with this translation for the English, and in fact for the Russian as well as the English. This book that you have, this is the sponsorship. Of course, the publication from Tibet House, and the sponsorship is by one Singaporean couple for both the Russians and the English. So we are not to charge anybody. So this book is for free. It's your own copy. You take it with you, and this you will not get anywhere, not even in Amazon. You will not get this, right? And some people, they may illegally, they do some online selling, but it's not permitted. This is all from Tibet House, and the Russian translated, and the publication sponsorship by one Singaporean couple, Brother Elvin and Sister Christy. Two of them sponsored this as of now, for all the retreatants. Any retreat, Bodhichitta retreat that we conduct, and where the participants are for this retreat, and then this book is for free. This is sponsored by them. And then effort put by so many people, and this book is so important. And in Russian, I don't know how much of this is translated, but very recently, they put a lot of effort to translate it in Russian. And in English, it has the main materials came from His Holiness the Dalai Lama's teachings, meaning that the root text used by His Holiness the Dalai Lama during his teachings. Particularly when I was translating for His Holiness for 6 years, I gathered the materials in English. And so this material, then I thought that this is going to be a very good book, very helpful, very beneficial for many people. So I put them together, and then when I'm in Tibet House, then we added more of the materials. So this is outcome. So many people's hands are there, mainly the blessings of His Holiness. So this book is here with you. And later on, and particularly those people who are into Dharma for so long, when they look at this book, they see that this is the book that I'm looking for the last many years. Finally, it came out. Okay, so this is your copy from Brother Alvin, and this is a Christy from Singapore. Yeah. Okay, so now let's turn to page 4. Okay, sorry, page 6. The mantra, essence of dependent origin mantra. We'll say this together 3 times, but as much as possible, try to remember the meanings. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. Om ye dharma prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato yavatat Desham chayo niroda evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Meaning of the mantra. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay. So first of all, what we need to keep in mind is that for this retreat we start with a clean slate, meaning that whatever we learned before from anywhere, you don't have to delete. Just keep them aside for the time being and start clean, meaning that clean slate. Just as you like, you are hearing these things for the first time. Or in other words, that as when we learn something, you might have learned so many things before from many other sources, from many teachers, from many books. Fine. First, what you do is that let's just try to learn on the fresh and don't mix up the two things. What we're learning here, what we've learned before. And oftentimes you may say that, okay, yeah, this is exactly what I learned before. Then that's not an issue. But if you try to mix up, then you will not get a clear picture of what we are doing here. Chanjula, is it fine for you? No issue? Okay. And anybody who is listening to English directly here? No one. So you listen to both. That's amazing. Then this is the right place. Okay. So whereas if there are some who listen to English, and then if you're in this direction, maybe you can move in this direction, right? Okay. So with this, for the time being, don't mix up the things. First, create a structure of what we're learning here, and particularly in it can be like little interactive sessions. We call it a Bodhichitta Retreat, but don't imagine that we are just sitting all the time like this. You're getting it? We are learning what is Bodhichitta, what is wisdom and emptiness, and then in the mornings we try to learn how to put them into practice. You're getting it? So this is more like study retreat rather than the silent retreat. Okay. And also that the retreats, what is expected is that people should remain silent, but here it's not silent retreat because this is a time when we deliberately spend time to activate our brain, activate our wisdom. You're getting it? Because of which, of course we cannot talk rubbish. Don't waste, say during the lunchtime, break time, then you meet with new people, then you talk rubbish. Don't waste your time like this. Say, if I told you to talk, you talk something about what we discussed, what we learned in class. So the thing is, why we don't keep it silent retreat silent is because of the reason that people need to share, learn from each other, particularly activating your intelligence, wisdom. We need to talk more. But not talk meaningless. No gossips, not sharing your, trivialities. No trivialities, only the Dhamma discussions. So for you to grow. And with this then, when you get a real feel of bodhicitta, bodhicitta is amazing, so precious. This is the most beautiful mind in the world. And the wisdom of emptiness, this is the most fearless mind. The fearless mind, one is the beautiful mind. These two. When you get a feel of this, then you can go for silent retreat. You can just in total silence, you just focus on these two practices. That will be amazing. Okay. So with this in mind, what I would suggest is that for the time being, don't mix up what you've learned before with what we are doing here. As I said earlier, if there are two things which are just identical, then it's not a problem. But if you see that there are discrepancies there, there are discrepancies, then don't try to mix up things. Keep this very clean, particularly in your group discussions. So for the time being, okay, let's say raise your hands from NMC2, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, NMC2. That's interesting. Okay, not much. Okay, here. Okay, and then and the NDC4. Okay, most Russians, I know. Okay, NDC4, NDC4. Okay, choose good, Drishti. Okay, and the sheriff there. Tanzania, yes. Okay, so basically, for the group discussions, because it seems like there are many newcomers here, you may be very excited, you want to say something, right? You want to prove yourself that I exist in this retreat. You want to say something. Then you may, at times you may forget and you may dominate the whole group discussion. So what we suggest is that in group discussion, just try to stick to what we have learned in the class. Don't bring any sophisticated philosophy that you learned before, right? Or from this tradition, that tradition, so forth. Don't do that for the time being, for the next 2 or 3 days. For, I would say, 4 days, because you have 10 days. For 4 days, don't bring up these things. Then, meanwhile, you will know each other. You will know each other well. Okay, this person, what he says makes total sense. This person, what she says makes total sense, right? So that way we see that you know each other so well. So first our job is 10 days is nothing. People spend 20 years. You're getting it? People spend 20 years. And we expect them to learn all what, these people spend like 20 years in like 10 days. So don't think that, oh, I have so many things to say from, other traditions there. Don't worry, you can say, after 10 days you can say anything, right? So particularly the first 5 days, stick to what we are learning, because there are going to be a lot of materials to be covered. And if you become very thorough with these materials that we're going to share, then on the 6, 7 days, then you can mix, or you can bring your traditions and then share these traditions with the people, and you may compare, contrast. You can do that if you like. Because there are so many materials, it's going to be heavy class. It's going to be heavy course, and oftentimes people say that, particularly those who hit 60s, right? Okay, when you hit 60s, people said, "Are you going to Geshe Damdul's retreat?" Say yes. Are you sure? Why? It's very intense, right? Okay, cognitively it becomes very intense. Cognitively it's become very intense, and because of which, at times you may feel very tired, like a deflated balloon, right? You may sort of feel tired. You don't know why I'm tired, right? So cognitively you're tired, your brain starts to hang. You're getting it? So therefore don't be too excited initially. Oh, I have so many things to say from my side. I read David Hume, I read the Descartes, I read what? All these Western philosophers, I read Krishnamurti, I read this, right? Don't be too excited. First create a good skeleton of what you've been learning, and then meanwhile, if you try to bring all these things, many of the newcomers, they may feel disheartened, they may feel demoralized. We don't know anything, and then they may not come to the discussion also. You're getting it? In a way, you are harming them rather than helping. So what we're doing here is when to learn Mahayana teaching. Teaching to embrace others, not to push others. Of course, you will not deliberately push others, but say by being unskillful, trying to bring whatever you know there, then the others may feel that, many others may feel that I don't know anything, they know a lot, so they okay, Tatiana, you like to Okay. Bimla, if you're tired, let me know. I would say, okay, English speak English listeners raise hands. Okay, no disturbance, no disturbance. Bimla, perfect. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Yes, yes. Okay. So so this is why I told you, if you feel disturbed, move this side. You're getting it? So therefore there should be no disturbance. And we are very fortunate that Bimla is here, translating for the Russians. Okay, good. Okay, so this is the basic, the framework that I'm giving here, that initially don't be too excited, and particularly with the group discussions. If you have a lot to say, particularly if you think you have a lot to say, first remain silent, be a good listener, what others have to speak. Listen to them, and then you may get a feeling that, okay, now how much I can say, how much I can contribute. You're getting it? In other words, make sure that this group discussion, sometimes newcomers, they may have nothing to offer, but in 2, 3, 4 days' time, they may have more things to offer. They with the clarity. Some are very bright. So therefore, those who are already exposed to some philosophy, don't be too excited. Be good listeners. Be patient. Be kind towards others. Let others also speak. Okay, good. So with this in mind, the first session, I'd like to begin with the topic known as Buddha nature. Buddha nature. Buddha nature, it doesn't mean Buddhism. You getting it? Buddha nature means, in simple terms, it is the seat of perfection. The seat of perfection. Okay. A seat of perfection meaning that we all say we go to universities, we went to schools, colleges, university institutions, we go for job and so forth. Why we're doing all these things? Just ask this question to yourself. Why am I living in the first place? Why? And why I'm doing this, doing that, and so forth, doing my own businesses, or looking for jobs, sitting for competitive exams, and so forth. Why? Why am I doing these things? This is a question. So, this is the first thing that we need to ask. And do you agree with me that we do those things for two reasons? If I ask, what do you think is the purpose of life? And some will say that, to make money, to have a good family, or to go for adventure, or to explore my own self, and to be kind towards others. You give all the different answers. But if I ask this from the surface, from the first question, you may come with different answers. You may think that, there are like 100 people, there are 100 different answers. But if I ask the second question, why do you want adventure? Why do you want good family? Why do you want good health? Why do you want money? Why do you want position? Why do you want power? Why do you want charity, to help engage in charity, and so forth? Then the answer is that makes me happy, right? So when I ask the second question, all the answers will boil down to the same. I want happiness. I want to stay away from miseries. This is what we are all seeking. How many of you agree with me? Raise hands. How many agree with me? Raise hands. Good. Are you good? If you agree with this, then the question is, my next question is, okay, you don't want suffering. What degree of suffering don't you want? 10 degree, 100%? Okay, I don't want any degree of suffering. Or I want just 10% suffering, 90% no suffering, 10% suffering is good, so that I will appreciate the 90% happiness, right? So, what degree of suffering you want to get away from? Anyone? Anyone? Yes. All of it, right? Okay. How many, your name? How many agree with Andrew? Raise hands. I don't want any suffering. Suffering, stay away. Raise hands. Good. And we all want happiness. Happiness, people define happiness differently. Some people, happiness, people interpret that as, people interpret happiness as like a physical pleasure. No, this is a very narrow understanding of happiness. In which case, we can talk of happiness as, say, like we are all seeking ease. Ease, if you don't want the word happiness, ease, fulfillment. Okay, happiness, ease, fulfillment. We all want it. I don't want to waste time asking you to raise hands. We all want it. What percentage of happiness do you want? Anyone? 10%, 20%, 100%? The lady over there? 100. Okay, raise hands. Yes, 100, right? Okay. Next question. Do you think? Okay, look. The one thing we're also going to learn here is how to articulate your thoughts. How to make your thoughts very clear. You getting it? So when 100 happiness, the question is, what's the next question? How? Anyone else? How to get it? How to get it? So, before this, there's another question. Is it possible? You're getting it? First of all, you have to ask, is it possible that this 100% happens? Is it really possible? Only if somebody says yes, then how? Right? So we need to know how to articulate your thoughts so that it leaves no stone unturned. So first, 100% happiness, is it possible? To make your suffering zero, is it possible? This is the question. Right? If the answer is yes, then next question is how? Okay. So for this, we are all exposed to the modern studies, modern education. So, the Charles Darwin, who was the father of evolutionary theory, what is his point of view? He said that it is impossible. You cannot have 100% happiness. You cannot have zero suffering. It's impossible. This is Charles Darwin's point of view. How do you know that? Charles Darwin, what he said is that we have the basic instincts, emotional instincts, or instinctive emotions, such as attachment, anger, fear, so forth. These emotions you have, they will not give you happiness. For example, anger. How many of you, in the morning you get up, this morning, today I'm so happy, I'm so excited, today I'll be angry, right? Nobody looks for anger. Nobody looks forward to becoming angry. So, the point is that nobody wants anger. But Charles Darwin said that attachment, anger, fear, these emotions you cannot get rid of. These are instincts. And on top of that, these emotions are required for your survival. So one time, I was in America, and the office of His Holiness the Dalai Lama sent me to America to work with Professor Paul Ekman, who was a world-renowned psychologist. Professor Paul Ekman, and who did many, I think 45 hours of interview of His Holiness the Dalai Lama with a span of 3 years. And finally he was bringing these interviews in book. So the office of His Holiness sent me to America to work with him to see that His Holiness's voice are well reflected. They are not distorted. So I was there, and Professor Paul Ekman, he was extremely kind, And so I was there with him for 5 days. All the 5 evenings, he entertained me. So one evening was to be with his psychologist colleagues. And they were young ones, elders, and he asked me to introduce myself, what I do, to his colleagues. And then I talked a little bit about the Buddhist philosophy or Buddhist psychology, how to get away from the destructive emotions. And one lady psychologist raised her hand and said that, but these emotions, attachment, anger, jealousy, you cannot get rid of them. These are instincts, number one. Charles Darwin said that these are instincts. Number two, that we require these. If you don't have these emotions, you cannot survive. You cannot survive. And the whole purpose of this species is to continue the species. It's because of this that the children are very important and the elders are not important. Elders, they did the job. The species created, and now the elders, you are obsolete. Obsolete meaning you are redundant now, right? Now the children are important. So because of this, parents, they take care of the children, they love the children so much. And the children, they don't love their parents as much as the parents love the children, right? This is what you see in the world, right? Okay, so this Charles Darwin's evolutionary theory. Then they saying how this is very important. We need to know all these different views. Then you will appreciate the Buddha's teachings. The Buddha's teachings are so special from that point of view. So the reason why they say that these three are required, attachment, anger, fear, these destructive emotions are required. Number one, that for example, say attachment. For us to continue our species, for us to survive, we need attachment. Without attachment, we will not bring the conducive factors for your survival. You are not attached to things, and then you will just ignore, you will die. Anger, you require the anger, because for your survival there are threats. There are threats, you have to fight with those threats so that you survive. Fear is required. Nobody wants fear. Fear is extremely corrosive feeling. How many of you have the experience of fear? Raise hands in your life. Fear. Yes, it's extremely corrosive feeling. Nobody wants it. So the fear, Charles Darwin said, that fear is required. If the tiger chases you, and if no fear, you will not run away. If you do not run away, the tiger will just eat you up and finish. Your species will terminate. So therefore, these emotions are required for your survival. Number one. Number two, that even if you try to get rid of these, you cannot. These are instincts. These are evolutionary gifts. These evolved from 0.3 million years ago. 0.3 million, 300,000 years of the Homo sapiens that we have these emotions. And then we go back in time, that our ancestors, we can track them back to 4 billion years ago, the first unicellular organism that came into existence in the water on the planet Earth. The water which existed, planet Earth actually existed like 4.6 billion years after coming out of the sun. And then within the 0.6 billion years, then the water came into existence. That unicellular organism came into being. So that was our first ancestor. So from there, gradually, the evolution, it evolved to become the Homo sapiens 0.3 million years ago. Then from there, the Homo sapiens, they developed the emotions. And now we have all the very sophisticated emotions as a gift of the evolutionary the system. So this cannot be got rid of. And when you're angry, how many are happy? So if the anger is something which is instant, we cannot get rid of them, you cannot have 100% happiness. The fear, how many are happy when you have the fear? No one. So if the fear cannot be got rid of, you cannot have 100% happiness. You cannot have 0% suffering. This is what Charles Darwin said. Whereas the Buddha taught the opposite. Buddha said that, of course, number one, these emotions are the instincts. The answer is, according to Buddha. In fact, I so well remember His Holiness the Dalai Lama many years ago. His Holiness very clearly indicated that the Buddhist philosophy of the emotions and what Charles Darwin talked about, the evolutionary theory, there is no contradiction there. You're getting it? But the point is that how the emotions, whether they can be gotten rid of or not. So how the speculation that Charles Darwin came up with and what the Buddha taught, these two can be very different. But otherwise, evolution-wise, how things evolved, that is exactly what Charles Darwin said can be accepted in Buddhism. This is what His Holiness, I so well remember when I was way younger, like when I was in my 20s. Okay. So, when same question was asked to the Buddha, can we get rid of these destructive emotions? The Buddha's answer is, yes, we can. Then, can we survive? We'll die if we don't have these emotions, attachment, anger, fear, and so forth. The Buddha said, no, we'll not die. Instead of these emotions, we can cultivate the skillful compassion. His Holiness the Dalai Lama very clearly indicates that if you have skillful compassion does not have these side effects. For example, the anger, your immunity is consumed by anger. The fear consumes your immunity. When the immunity is gone, you are vulnerable to any illnesses. You are vulnerable to any illness. You can become sick anytime, very easily. When you, particularly with the COVID-19, people say that, but the elders whose immunity goes down, elders should not go out to mix with people easily, because the immunity is so low that they can easily contract the COVID and will have problem. So the anger and the fear, scientifically speaking, these two are said to consume your immunity. Immunity just goes down so badly, you become so vulnerable. Whereas with the skillful compassion, this immunity will be boosted rather than consuming the immunity. So you will not have the side effects of the attachment, anger, fear, jealousy, and so forth. Instead, your immunity will be boosted. You become even more strong. Your illnesses can be, distance from you. So this is the view of the Buddha. So with this in mind, so our first question, that whether or not the suffering can be made zero. According to Charles Darwin's evolution theory, it's not possible. Whereas the Buddha said, yes. You're getting it? So, when somebody said yes, don't just follow blindly. The Buddha, in fact, even Buddha don't follow blindly. Buddha himself advised us not to follow him blindly. That was in 2003 when I was in England, in Cambridge. I used to meet a lot of physicists. By the way, is there anybody from physics background? Raise your hands. Anyone from physics background? Engineering? 1, 2. Okay, 2. That's it. Only 2. Okay, only 2. Okay. So the only 2, the rest of us listen to what this physics professor said, right? Who are not from the physics background. So this physics professor is extremely brilliant. Extremely brilliant. Too brilliant that you find it too difficult to talk to him. He's extremely brilliant that you find it very difficult to talk to him. The moment you talk to him, he'll say that there's an internal contradiction in you. Right? And he said two times, 3 times, finish, you don't want to even talk to him. He's so brilliant. And one day, he told me that in this world, only physics is education. Okay, how many of us are from education now? Only 2. From his point of view, only 2. And I said, why? His talks can be extremely extreme. I said, why? Then he gave a reason. He said that in this world, only physics is education. Because only physics allows you to have a critical thinking. All others are imitation of the earlier teachers. Let me repeat it, right? So we are, the rest of us, only for two of them, rest of us not from education, right? He said that only physics allows you to have a critical thinking, all others are imitation of the earlier teachers, right? Then I said, okay, so at least you have given reason. Listen to what the Buddha has to say. Then I quoted the Buddha, who said, the bhikshus and the wise people, let me repeat it, bhikshus and the wise people, just as the goldsmith tests the purity of the gold by cutting, rubbing and burning the gold, you should also examine my words and put them into practice, not simply because you respect me. Then, this physicist, he remained silent for a few seconds. And he said, oh, the Buddha must have been a great physicist. Right? Okay, so what I'm saying is that that this should be our approach. Our approach should be to inquire. Don't just follow blindly. So the Buddha taught that yes, 100% happiness is possible. 0% suffering is possible. Right? But say, number one, how do we know that is possible? Then number two, once you know that is possible, next question is, how? Good. Okay. So, let us do one thing. Let us all stretch our hands. Stretch your hands. Two hands out. Two hands out. And do what I'm doing. Okay, what happened? Sound of a clap erupted. So this sound of a clap is necessarily coming to being because of the combination of the two hands coming together. Two hands coming together. You getting it? So this sound of a clap is the metaphor for our miseries, the tension, the stress in our life, right? So not getting promotion in your job, or not getting a job in the first place, or that you could not complete the universities, or that the family issues, family issues are there, or your neighbor has problem, or in the workplace, the boss is not too kind, or in the workplace, your juniors are not being too obedient to you, right? All these problems. How many of you have some problems, in one way or the other, some problems in your life? Raise hands. Raise hands. Okay. How many of you did not have any problem in your life? No problem. What is meant by problem? I never heard about a problem. Raise hands. Okay, we all know what problem is. So, okay, Alex, you have no problem. Situations. Situations are 100% good. All situations are good. Okay, no breakfast is good. Okay. Okay. Those people who, okay, how many of you during the COVID, when the COVID started to explode in the world, in your country, in your family, in your neighborhood, so there, the feeling of uncertainty came. Reasons? Feel uncertain, right? So initially you think of running away. Then nowhere to run, right? Where do you run? There's COVID there. COVID already came before you, right? So no way to run. Feeling of then the death's happening. This person died. This person died. It's extremely scary. So Tibet House. See, I did my best to protect the Tibet staff. And again, the COVID already came there. I don't know how it came. COVID came. It was a disaster. It was a disaster, right? So all of us, we had a sense of uncertainty, sense of fear, acute fear. And people are asking me, Geshe, please speak on how to tackle this feeling of uncertainty. So this was what I was requested. There are so many people coming up to speak, to help other people. Okay, these unpleasant feelings are there. All these unpleasant feelings, the fear, anxiety, anguish, depression, stress, these are this sound of clap is the metaphor for all these problems. But say the of you, raise hands, those who like to share your problems, but not in full detail, just like one line. So, for example, a problem with my neighbor. A problem with, I have to come to the retreat, but there's nobody to take care of my dog, pet dog. Right? Like any problem. Just the one-line sentence. Quick, anyone? Problems. Quick, here. Yeah, the girl here. Tiredness, I'm tired. Tired of what? Physical tiredness. Physical tiredness or any other tiredness? Tiredness of mind. Okay, good. Anyone else? Reasons, quick, here. Illness, physical illness. Physical illness. Anyone else? Quick, yes, over there. Addicted to the phone. Addicted to the phone. Anyone else? Yes, just get. Oh, disagreement with the father. Gentleman here. Are you sure? You like to try something? You like to try what is suffering? Oh, you don't feel joy in doing anything. Okay, so you are looking for joy. Most likely you'll find it here. Okay, let's try. Good. Anyone else? Anyone else? Yes. Oh, having to change the country, the place, and then have to learn another language. It's not easy. Very good. Anyone else? Yes, over there. Oh, the poor cat, right? The poor cat wants to keep her house clean and dirty your name? Dirty Nadia's house, right? And then leaves, right? Okay, last one, anyone? Last? Over there. You have a big problem? Okay. Okay, good. Don't elaborate. Yeah, it's fine, yeah. Don't elaborate. Okay. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? You like to share? Yes, Ben. Okay, somebody already published a paper which he actually intended to publish, right? So now he got stuck. Okay, so let's see that. Now we listen to others' problems. We have our own problems also. We have our own problems. You're getting each one of us. We have our own problems. When you were younger, when you're older, when you completed school, colleges, and then you get a job. Then you get married, children, then older. All along, there's endless problems. Okay, so these problems, the metaphor that we gave is a sound for clap. This sound or clap, just as this sound or clap should necessarily come into being by the two hands coming together. Only then the sound comes. So, say now, pull out only one hand, not two, one hand. Do what I'm doing. Okay, don't slap somebody else. Good. No sound. You're getting it? So look. of the two hands, only when two hands come together, the sound of the clap erupts. So likewise, all our problems, all our problems which are like the sound of clap, should necessarily come into being by the combination of the two factors, external factors and the internal factors. Coming together, then the miseries arise. The poor cat jumps into your house, poo and leaves, right? That's external factor, right? And then you feel irritated. Who is that? The poor cat? Yes, Nadia. Nadia. Okay. And then right? The wife. Let's not elaborate on this part. Okay. And then the father, right? Okay. And the paper, right? Somebody published a paper which you actually intended to publish. We see that all our problems, there are two factors involved. One is external factors and the other one is internal factors. You're getting it? Just think of your own problems. Think of any problem that you have. If you don't want to share with us, no need to share. But at least share with yourself, meaning that you bring them in your mind. Okay, he said that all problems should have these two factors, external factors, internal factors. Okay, what's the factor in my case? The problem that I have, illness, right? For example, illness, or tiredness, or the illness. Illness, why? Why illness? Because it's a body, right? This body cannot remain strong, right? Body cannot remain strong. And when I was in my 30s, 40s, when I teach, I can teach for hours and hours. I don't feel tired. Now that I already hit 50s, then the tiredness comes, right? That's the body, the tiredness. So we see that these are the external factors. And say the external factors are there and the internal factors are also there. Now, if you can remove the internal factors, then the external factors, no sound. Or you remove the external factors and internal factors are left, no external factors, again no sound. So, if you don't want the sound of the miseries, you have to do one thing. Either you remove the external factors or internal factors. How many of you agree with me? Raise hands. Good. Okay. But which do you like to remove? Which do you like to remove? No need to give the answer. No need to give the answer. Right? Many of you may say the internal factors because you are in a Buddhist center. Right? In Tushita Center, you will say the internal factors. Actually, inside is very different. Inside, look, this poor cat, this cat, right? This cat is external, it's not internal, right? My body, weak, right? My father, my wife. Always pointing your finger to the external factors. That paper, right? That person who published the paper, actually he should have remained, not publish it, at least for the next 1 year, so that I can publish it first. Right? So we see that in all our problems, there are two things involved. But when they think of the problems, here's a problem, she's a problem, weather's a problem, right? And here, the room is a problem, right? I don't know, people may complain about the food, I don't know, right? Okay, so we always... Okay, Dharamsala is a problem, right? When I was in Dharamsala for too long, when I was in Dharamsala for many years, I was in Dharamsala for many years. In fact, my upbringing was in Dharamsala. This is a small village where everybody is up, down, up, down. It's always up, down. Oh no, Delhi is a flat. Right? It's a vast place. When you come to Delhi, wow, there's no up, down, right? Everything's flat, flat, flat. Everywhere flat, flat, flat. Dharamsala, at least sometimes we can go up, sometimes we can go down, right? Fresh air. Look at the leaves, they're glittering. In Delhi, the leaves are so dusty everywhere, right? It's a very cool. Okay. So wherever you go, there's a problem. In Dharamsala, you have a problem. Up, down, up, down, up, down. In Delhi, it's very flat, nice. In Delhi, oh, flat, flat, flat. Right? In Dharamsala, sometimes you can go up, sometimes go down. Leaves are glittering, it's beautiful. Wherever you go, there's a problem. Just believe it or not, whether it is true or not. Just check it. All your problems, you don't want to share with other people, don't share. At least share with yourself and think how true that is, that all problems are related to external and internal. Two factors are there. Now, when we try to say that this is a problem, that's a problem, and then with human beings you say, I'll sue you, right? I will sue you. Meaning that I want to finish you off and then I'll be happy. Right? This is what we're thinking. Which means that we're expecting to get rid of all the external factors and one day you will have no external factors and you'll be happy by yourself. This is what we're expecting. Right? Now tell me. So our time together here, this will help us to contemplate. My question to you. External factors are there, internal factors are there. And we are so used to blaming external factors, right? We are blaming external factors all the time. Okay. So, let's say that, okay, how many such external factors are there which can create problem to you? How many external factors are there? Resents? Infinite external factors there. How many agree with me? Resents? Okay, look, this is the contradiction. While we intellectually know that the infinite external factors, but when we try to remove the factors, to remove your miseries, we try to think of removing the external factors. And external factors, we know this infinite. We cannot possibly get rid of all the external factors, which means that we cannot have zero miseries. You're getting it? Because the external factors to create problems is infinite. You cannot get rid of all of them. So you are not ready to remove the internal factors. Internal factors are always there. And external factors are infinite. Suffering is always there, right? So therefore, from this point of view, we see that we cannot have misery to reduce to zero. Okay. So now, let us do one exercise. This is so important. This is awakening. You're getting it? Awakening. Waking up ourselves from our very basic ignorance. Okay. How many of you are good in mathematics? Raise hands. How many are good in mathematics? Okay, don't worry. How many of you at least scored 20% out of 100 in school? 20% out of 100. Minimum. 20% or 10% out of 100. Raise hands. Raise hands. Raise hands. Good. If you score 10% or more, you can do this exercise. You are ready? This is an exercise for you to mentally do the calculation, mathematical calculation. But I promise it's going to be very simple. Only plus and minus, not multiplication, no division. And even the plus minus, only two numbers, very simple numbers, less than numbers 5. Can you do that? Okay. Bemla, what you should be doing is that I'm going to say the numbers, right? The first one will be easy. Second one, you just say the numbers very fast, right? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, ready? Ready, raise hands. You're ready to raise hands, right? You cannot do the calculation by sitting like this, right? Okay. Do the calculation, and it's going to be a very simple calculation. Simple calculation. And I promise it's going to be very simple. You can do it. But you give me the answer only when I ask you to give the answer. You getting it? Ready? Or the calculation must be done mentally. Give me the answer only when I ask you the answer. Okay. 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1 minus 1 plus 2 plus 3. Good. What's the answer? What's the answer? Very good. That's amazing. Okay, good. Now we'll do it again. Right? Again, I'm not going to complicate it more. We're going to do the same exercise. Ready? Same thing, you give me the answer only when I ask you. Till that point, you do everything mentally. Ready? Good. 2 plus 3, 1. Okay, let me repeat it. 2 plus 2 plus 3 minus 1 plus 2 plus 3 minus 1 plus 2 plus 3 minus 1 plus 2 plus 1. What's the answer? What's the answer? No? No? No, no, not true, not true. This is only half the calculation, right? Okay, my question to you is, why in the first case you gave the correct answer? Why in the second case you cannot give the correct answer? Why in the second case you cannot give me the correct answer? Why? Raise hands. Raise hands. The girl over there. Okay, what's your name? Naomi. Okay. Nadia. Okay. So they say, both of them are saying that I said it very fast. How many agree with Naomi and Nadia? Raise hands. How many agree with them? I said it too fast. I'm very sorry. Too fast? Okay. Do you agree with me that I said it too fast and your brain works very slow? While both are responsible, if I give the same command to the computer will never say that you said fast. Computer will do it right away and give the answer right away. You're getting it? But your brain works very slow. I said it fast. It's also responsible. Your brain works so slow. Also responsible. But you only see that I said fast. You never thought about my brain works slow. You're getting it? So your brain working slow is the internal factor. Me saying fast is external factor. And you blame the external factor, not the internal factor. You're getting it? So this is a proof. If this is our attitude, we cannot expect to have zero suffering. If this is our attitude, we can never be absolutely happy. You're getting it? Now is the time. Coming here in Tushita Center Dharamsala, it's time for us to revolutionize our thinking. You're getting it? Okay. So now, okay, that makes sense. Okay, here, yes. Say it again. Thinking that I couldn't comprehend. Okay, let's first flow what I'm saying, right? If you have first let me complete, right? And later on come up with any questions. I'll be so happy. And in fact, your questions will be like, it's a big blessing for all of us. All questions, particularly good questions, are a blessing for all of us. It'll make our mind thinking, it'll make us grow. You're getting it? First, let's create a skeleton. So from this, what we learned is that's very true. So I'm so addicted in blaming the external factors. You're getting it? This is a proof. This is a very clear proof that we are so addicted in blaming or pointing to external factors for responsible for my miseries. That's true. And external factors, by however much I put effort to remove the external factors are infinite number. Infinite number, right? And say that even the external factors, look, not only infinite number, even what we call as the conducive factors, even they can become non-conducive factors, right? Okay, you're so excited to come to Tushita Center. Yesterday you were, putting names for registration, and then the officer, the staff said that, oh, I'm very sorry. You'll have to have a shared room. You have to share. Oh, I have no privacy, right? There's no privacy. And then you said, is it possible that I can have a single room? Let me see. And yes, there's a single room. Somebody didn't turn up. I'm so happy. So you're in a single room. Then you see that I'm lonely. Right? Right? Look at all these trees. All these trees are so lonely. I'm also lonely in my room, seeing the trees, right? So what do you do now? Right? Either you should stay by yourself or you should be with somebody else. These are only two options. There's no third option. You're by yourself, you're lonely. You're with other people, no privacy. Right? So what should you do? Something is wrong. External factors, this is a problem. When you look for the external factors, our problems will never stop. You're getting it? So this problem is the outcome of two hands coming together. Two hands coming together. So we look only for external all the time. Now is the time to look for internal. You're getting it? So if you succeed, from what we learned thus far is that we are so addicted to looking for external factors. And external factors, the number is innumerable, infinite. It's impossible that we can get rid of all the external factors. So what we have is internal factors. We don't even care to look for what the internal factors are. And then external factors is innumerable, continuously like this. Continual waves, incessant miseries follow. Okay, now this is another discovery I made. Now, if at all I want to get rid of suffering, what should I do? With two hands? Remove the internal factor. Hand symbolic of the internal factor. Then external factors, how strong? No problem. Right? No problem. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so what is that like if you remove the internal factor, right? It's amazing. Okay, how many of you think that Delhi is a good place to stay? Raise hands. Good place to live, not to stay. Anyone? Huh? Okay, the gentleman over there, no way. Sushmita? Huh? No. Oh, no way. Anyone else? Huh? Drishti? No way. Shishkit? No. Anyone else? Oh, no. Okay. Okay, thank you. So, in Delhi, oh, no way, right? One time, what's the problem with Delhi? Drishti, tell me. Very hot, extremely hot. Say once, last year, I was in Europe. And people are saying that, Geshe-la, take care of yourself. Heat wave is coming, heat wave. Right? And what should I do? What should I do? Oh, heat waves are coming. What is heat wave? It's extremely hot. What's the temperature? 35. It's very pleasant. There's no heat wave. It's very pleasant. 35 is so pleasant. In Delhi, 38. Wow, I'm so glad. Now the temperature dropped to 38. Right? 30 is very pleasant. 35 is heat wave. What is this? It's crazy. Right? So people, it's so scary. Television, heat wave, television, everybody's in the television. We have been warned, don't go out. Right? So 35, what is 35? Wow, amazing. It's so pleasant. In Delhi, once I was invited to come to Pune. So I flew to Pune and my friends came to receive me. My host came to receive me at the airport and my host, they were sweating. And they were saying, Geshe-la, I'm very sorry, it's very hot here. I said, no, it's so pleasant. And he said, no, it's so hot, we're sweating. I said, no, it's so pleasant, I could feel the breeze. They said, no, we're not doing, it's so hot. Then I said that, thank you, Delhi. You know, because of Delhi, wherever I travel, I could feel the breeze. It's amazing. Right? So, this is so beautiful, it's amazing. I feel so grateful to Delhi. Right? That because of Delhi, wherever I travel, what a breeze. That's amazing. Okay, so look. Tell me that there's one very these anecdotes, don't forget these anecdotes at all. These are very helpful. There was a couple and 4 or 5 little children. And the father was really fed up with the small children making noise here and there. Father was so tired, and father wanted to have a peace of mind. He was not getting peace of mind. So he learned about one teacher, a hermit in the mountains, meditating. So he thought that if I go to this hermit will teach me, or he'll bless me to have a peace of mind. So he went there and then requested the hermit. I have so much problem. Hermit said, what can I do for you? I have so much problem. Please teach me, please bless me to have peace of mind. And the hermit said that, what's the problem? He said, all these small children, they're making noise. It's so disturbing. So disturbing, no peace of mind. And the hermit said that, okay, so what can I do? You just tell me something so that I will be blessed, that I'll have peace of mind. And the hermit said, would you be happy to do whatever I tell you to do so that the mental disturbance, you will calm? He was so happy. He said, yes, sir, whatever you tell me, I'll do. And the teacher said that you keep a goat as your pet. Go and buy a goat and keep it as a pet in your house. So he thought this must be some magic. So he went there, bought a goat and kept it in his house as a pet, like a pet dog. Then the noise became multiplied by 5 times. The children, they're beating the goat was blaring, and the droppings everywhere, dirting everything. The father was becoming crazy. He was becoming so crazy, so upset. And he went to the teacher to make the complaint. No, I'm crazy now. Please don't do that. Please help me. Then the Guru said, what did I do? I didn't do anything. So I came here to seek the blessings for my peace of mind. Now my peace of mind even worse. So what should I do? Please give me peace of mind. Do something. Are you ready to do anything that I would tell you to do? He said, yes, I'm ready to do anything. Then he said, then buy a chicken. Buy one hen or a cock, a chicken, keep it as a pet in the house. And then he thought, oh, today maybe this is a magic. He went there, bought a chicken. Now the chicken, they flew here and there. Then it became really messy. He became almost crazy, the father. He went to the Guru this time, not to seek blessings, but to fight with the Guru. You are the one who actually making me go to, making me suffer the hell. Then he fought with the Guru. He said, I did not do anything. So he said, no, you are the one who made me so crazy now. He said, what do you want? I want peace of mind. Then the teacher said, okay, if you really want peace of mind, you do one thing. You let go of the chicken. He went there, let go of the chicken, and the next day, so peaceful, so calm, quiet, so happy. Instantly, he rushed to the teacher and thanked him. Thank you so much. The Guru said, okay, now release the goat. He let go of the goat. Absolutely, the children are so bored. They're so bored, they're so calm, quiet, and all the droppings, you don't see any droppings of the bird and the goat, everything so clean, no noise, so happy. And he was so happy. He went to the Guru, offered something and thanked him. And the Guru said that, I did not do anything. The peace that you find now, the divinity, the peace that you're finding now, this actually existed day one you came to me. It was there. So that time, you simply were looking for the outside things. You never thought about inside. Now, you see something inside, the difference between different situations, and the situation make the difference. And then your mind interprets it. So now, the same thing, now your mind is interpreting this as peaceful. Earlier, the same thing was there. Day one you came here, no goats, no chickens, only 4 children. It was there, just there. It was the same thing. But your mind interpreted that as very disturbing. Now your mind is interpreting that as very peaceful. It's your mental interpretation. This is what the Guru said. You're getting it? So therefore, when you learn that all our problems are related to external factors and internal factors too. So with this, external factors are innumerable number, infinite number. We cannot possibly get rid of all the external factors. If at all you can get it, you want to get rid of something, you have to get rid of the internal factors. Then what happens? Of the two hands, internal factors gone, external factors, however strong, no sound. Sound of the misery stops. So that is the time your misery becomes zero. What's your next question? What's your next question? What how? How to remove the internal factors? Anyone else? So, say those from NMC 1, NMC 2, NMC 1 to 3, they know rule that I will not give the answer to the questions which I asked. You getting it? So therefore, don't make me to ask questions. If you ask me to ask questions, I'll never give the answer. You getting it? Okay. So what is the next question? Okay. So is it possible to remove the internal factors? And how to remove the internal factors? 2 questions. Anyone else? Yes, over there. Who? Okay. What's your name? Is Stuff. Okay. So what Stuff said, in fact, what Stuff said is more like what Charles Darwin said. You're getting it? These are instincts. In a way, like you identify yourself with these. Right? So this is what Charles, I already quoted Charles Darwin, what he said. He said these are instincts. We cannot get rid of them. We require them. This is what he said. Now, now the point is, what is important for us is don't try to always stick to your idea. You're getting it? Don't try to stick to your idea. Now, your idea, you already have it. Now what you do is that you learn the new options. Now, he is giving a new direction, right? You think of the new direction. Your idea is your idea. It will not go away, right? It will not go away. Keep with you. Then listen to the new idea. At first, listen to the new idea. See if it makes sense. You getting it? If it makes sense. And then, even for that, you need a complete information, not just partial. Today is like day 1, session 1. How many days we have? 10 days. 10 days into 3 sessions, 30 sessions. You're getting it? It's just the first session of the 30 sessions. So, your ideas, keep them with you. No need to delete them. Keep them with you. Just look for the alternative ways which somebody is sharing. Say, your problems can be gotten rid of. Right? Don't say that, no, it's not gotten rid of. You want to be with the problem, you're happy, stay with it. You're getting it? So the problem, you don't want the problem. Because you don't want the problem, you think that your problem is always like your identity. Now the point is that somebody is giving you the alternative way. There's a way by which you can get rid of this. This is not your identity. You think that this identity, this is wrong. This is not your identity. Your identity is so pure. We are talking about Buddha nature. Your real identity. You're getting it? Your real identity is there. Okay. So, yes, over there. What's your name? Libby. How many followed what Libby said? Good. Good. Okay. Say, to be in Delhi is good or bad? Delhi is a good place or bad place? You said good. You described that as harsh. Harsh is never good. You getting it? So, whether it's harsh or not harsh is your interpretation. You getting it? 40 degrees centigrade, 45 degrees centigrade is nothing for the poor animals in the desert. 44 degrees centigrade is nice, very pleasant for them. Right? Say 0 degrees centigrade is not at all cold for the polar bears. It's very pleasant for them. So it's how you interpret it. You're getting it? So don't worry, no rush. So we have more things to go. You're getting these, but these questions should not be stopped. These questions are so important. You're getting it? So important, and make sure that you discuss these questions. Okay. So what we said here is that what Libby is saying is that in order to appreciate something, you should go through the hard, say the hard life or difficulties. So somewhere the difficulties required to appreciate the good things. This is what I said this morning. That some people may say, I want 10% suffering, 90% happiness. 10% suffering to appreciate the 90% happiness. I said already. You're getting it? So later on we come to learn that even this 10% suffering is unnecessary. You don't have to have this to appreciate the 90% happiness because of your true nature. Your true nature is there, which is 100% happiness. So we are not allowed to experience this true nature within us, which is obscured by these things. Okay, so what obscures us is not external factors. Daily harsh weather, the wife, the husband, the poor children, the chickens. No, these are external factors. So what obscures this true nature of your mind? I said right from the beginning that whether you are girl, male, female, third gender, Easterner, Westerner, believer, non-believer, this religion, that religion, everyone has a seed of perfection. What we are today, we are full of suffering. This is not your true nature. You're getting it? We have to identify true nature. Okay. Yes, over there. Yes. In other words, what are the internal factors? How to identify the internal factors? This is so important. You're getting it? This is a question that I'm waiting. Thank you. What's your name? Keegan, thank you. What are the internal factors? Huh? Okay. What are the internal factors? Are they infinite? How many? If they're infinite, what's the point? Same. Right? External, internal, same. Okay. So, say what are the internal factors and how many of them are there? Once you see that, once you identify what they are, and once you identify they are not infinite, they are so less, then next question is how to get rid of them. You're getting it? Okay, very good point. Broadly speaking, do you agree with me that we are seeking two things? One, in our life there are two things, suffering and happiness. You agree? In general. Neutral is the in-between, otherwise suffering and happiness. And suffering is what we want to make zero, and happiness what we want to expand it infinity. You agree? Good. Now, say handful of sand, you squeeze it with a machine, no oil comes out. You agree? Handful of sunflower seeds, you squeeze, oil does come out. You agree? Good. Now, if we say that you can have 100% happiness, there should be the potential of 100% happiness within you. If you don't have this potential, no matter how much effort that you put in, 100% happiness will not come out. Do you agree? Right? How do we know that you have the potential for 100% happiness, potential for zero suffering? How do you know that? This is the question. So for this, before I go through these two questions, like what are the internal factors? How do I identify the internal factors and how many internal factors are there? Before I go through this, let me quickly explain to you that we all have the potential for infinite happiness, and we have the potential to make our suffering zero. We have the potential. We're not like a handful of sand. We're like a handful of sunflower seeds. Squeeze it, and the infinite happiness will come out. Okay. So for this takes us to the concept of what is known as Buddha nature. Buddha nature doesn't mean that you have to follow Buddhism. You getting it? It simply means the seat of awakening, seat of perfection. Seat of perfection is with all of us, with all of us. First, let me give you a very simple example. Let me give a very simple example, then I'll give you a little more complicated example. First, a simple example that I'd like to give you is that, say that you have a gold. You have 1 kg gold. But this 1 kg gold is mixed with 10 kg mud. Mixed with 10 kg mud. And in the eyes of the ordinary people like us, okay, thank you. Thank you. I think here. Thank you. Okay. What was talking? Gold in the mud, right? Say a simple example, simple analogy. You have everyone, each one of us, whether you are Buddhist, non-Buddhist, whether male, female, third gender, whatever, we all have like 1 kg gold, all of us, we have this. And then this gold is mixed with 10 kg mud. Some people 10.5 kg mud. Some people 9.5 kg mud. Right? It depends. And then we see that, you look at it and you see what? You see gold or you see mud? Huh? What do you see? You see mud. There's no gold, it's just mud. Right? And then you say, I want to throw, I don't want to live. My life is meaningless. Right? I'm fed up with my life. Right? I want to go to Himalaya. I want to leave everything behind. Okay, because you don't see gold inside, you see only mud, right? Then the gold expert comes. Who's that? The Buddha Shakyamuni. He comes. He said, hey, no, don't throw this. Don't throw this. There's a gold there. No, only look at this mud, right? Everywhere mud. No, there's gold there. And how do you know there's gold in me? So the Buddha did what? He started to put water on this. Put water, gradually the mud disappears, and then the initial surface of the gold comes out. Then the gold, what is the nature of the gold? Nature of the gold is to glow, but initially it was not glowing, right? Where's the gold? It's not glowing. Then the Buddha removed, yes, this, be patient, there's gold there. They remove the mud gradually, then gradually the gold, surface of the gold becomes manifest, then it starts to glow. Something is shining there. Yes, there's a gold there. There's gold there. So from this, you get a conviction that, okay, I have a gold. You're getting it? And who has the gold? Male, female? Both. In the olden times, like say 1,000 years ago, male, female, society has a belief that males are more important than the females. So now today, if you see any society where the males considered as more important than females, this is a backward society. 100% is a backward society. You getting it? So when it comes to the Buddha nature, seed of perfection, there's no difference between a male and female. Everyone has the same seed of perfection. There's no difference. Not that the females are less important, males are more important. No, this is a total backward thinking. We are all equal. That's the reality. Because of this, that the Buddha Shakyamuni was so courageous in those days. Male chauvinism was at the peak. Male chauvinism was at the peak, meaning that the girl child is just a burden. Male child is just a source of pride. This is all our backwardness. So the Buddha said that no, that's not true. We are all equal. We all have the seed of perfection within us. All. Girl, male, female, third gender, everyone has a seed of perfection. It's not that some have the seed of perfection, some do not have. That's not true. Everyone has a seed of perfection. Okay. If you're convinced with this, convinced meaning that this example makes sense, then we'll go to the little more complicated example. Let's say that let's say that say here in Dharamsala or somewhere the weather is extremely hot and you're very thirsty, you're working so hard and you're extremely thirsty. You want to drink something. And unfortunately, you don't see any clean drinking water. Instead, you see very dirty water, dirty river passing by, and somebody got a glass full of dirty water and gives it to you. You like to drink it? No, you don't want to drink it. Why? It's dirty. Okay, so then we say the same dirty water is subjected to the purification process. Purification process like ultrafiltration and the reverse osmosis. Through these processes, you make the water. Then the very clean water comes out. You want to drink it? You want to drink it? Yes, you want to drink it. Okay, my question to you is, where did this clean water come from? It came from where? From the dirty water or from Mount Kailash? From where? This is my question. You getting it? Okay, this is my question. Don't forget it. You have to give me the answer. Next, say this is a brass singing bowl and you saw a golden singing bowl somewhere and you said that I want a golden singing bowl. Please make this into a golden singing bowl. So what you do is that you remove the brass component, brass element. You remove the brass element. Remove the brass element, what happens? It becomes gold or not? Huh? It doesn't become gold. What happens? The singing bowl disappears. You're getting it? Whereas in the case of the dirty water, you remove the dirt. Instead of the water disappearing, the water becomes very clean. With the singing bowl, you remove the brass part to make it gold. Singing bowl disappears. Forget no gold singing bowl. Even the singing bowl in the first place, singing bowl disappears. You're getting? My question to you for the break time. You know, break time is that why in the case of the water, dirty water, when you remove the dirty part or the filth, instead of the water disappearing, water becomes very clean. Whereas with the singing bowl, brass singing bowl, instead of singing bowl becoming gold, the singing bowl disappears. Why? This is my question to you. Okay, we'll stop here. And then there's going to be like the 1 hour group discussion, right? Already, not yet. Okay, so for group discussion, let's say, okay, randomly, let's say that for the Russian speaking, what I said is that we'll split into 2 groups. Say one is Tatiana and number 2 is Yangila. So 2 of you so will split into 2 groups, and then the Tatiana will give the idea, right? And then from there, then afterwards we will split into smaller groups, like 10 each. Later on, this morning we'll have split into only 2. English-speaking people, let's say you have about a total 60, 50, 60. We can split into like, let's say Benla is 1, and Benla is 1, and then anyone senior from before? the Changjubla, 2, and Tenzin-la, 3, and anyone else who is the more, okay. So we have, so because I'm looking for people who are from the earlier retreats, so like been with me for like many more retreats. So we have okay, Sherry Pema, okay. So we have now already 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 are there, right? And then this is the first session. And first session and second session. Then later on, by rotation, everybody will get a chance to moderate, group leader. Group leader meaning, so because that they know how the group discussion is being conducted for the last several retreats. Benla was with me for, I think, 4 or 5 retreats. So the point is that once you know how the group discussion is conducted, then everybody will take rotation. It's not that only one person leads, it's by rotation. The thing is that the one who leads or who moderates the group discussion, your job is to make sure that everybody speaks. Everybody gets the chance to speak, not that somebody just takes over, gives a whole lecture for like in 10 minutes, 20 minutes. No, make it very short. As many people get opportunity. Number 1. Number 2, that if possible, try to first complete discussing what is taught in the class. Before you bring your own questions, first try to do a quick revision of what was already did in the class, because there's some are already exposed to philosophy for a long time, some are very new. New people should not feel left out. This is very important. Once you do the revision, then bring your questions. And particularly those people who have good exposure to philosophy, I would say that be kind to the newcomers, at least for the first 2 or 3 days. Be kind to them. Don't just vomit all your complicated questions, because they will feel demoralized. And as I said earlier, it may be disservice to them, because they may feel demoralized. They don't want to come to the group discussion anymore. So you are harming them. So be very kind to them. Let them speak, and then from day 3 you come to know each other so well. Then if you have some questions, you come with questions, and it's not necessary that this question should be settled right there and then. Not necessary. Just bring up the question, and if you find that they don't have the answer, then let somebody else bring up the next question. So this is how the group discussion happens. Okay. Okay, and then the split for the Russian group will be 2. Tatyana will take care of, between Tatyana and Yangila. And the English-speaking people, say we have 4 of them, and Venerable Gumpena will help to split all of you into 4 groups. And place where the Venerable Gumpena will identify the place for you to go. So you can take your tea permissible in the group discussion? Outside, yes, not inside. Okay. So this is how we do. Right? Okay, and then again a reminder that people who are already exposed to the philosophy well, and those who are, you can see that they don't just throw everything, whatever you know. At least the first 3 days. Okay. Te om gate paragate parasamgate bodhisvatyata om gate paragate parasamgate bodhisvatyam gate paragate parasamgate paragate parasamgate bodhisvaha. Oh, you 3 prostrations.